Hey guys, I'm Fancy, and this is Murder by Design. Hey, so how is everyone today? It's hump day. And it's a Wicked Wednesday. So remember that our third part of the Scott Peterson head-to-head between me and Colleen on the Good Wives Guide to True Crime podcast is going to be out today. I think I will have it done in about an hour. So I would check in about 4 o'clock if you guys have been waiting for it. I'm so sorry that it's taken me so long to get it up today, but it has just been a crazy week. Anyways, today's true crime tidbit is about a farmer in Iowa and the fact that he killed his wife, Amy Mulliss. So according to a criminal complaint filed in the Iowa District Court against Todd Mulliss, Todd and Amy Mulliss got married in 2004. They had 3 children, Tristan, Taylor, and Wyatt. They lived in rural Earlville, Iowa, where they owned a hog farm. On November 10th, 2018, Todd, 43, called 911 from his truck and advised them that his wife, Amy, 39, was unresponsive. He said that day was the first time Amy had been outside since having a surgery a few days earlier. Todd also said that he, Amy, and their 13-year-old Tristan had been working in the North Hog building, one of several buildings on the property, when he had realized that Amy seemed to be having dizzy spells. He told her to go to the shed and get a pet carrier that would be used to hold kittens, leave it for him by the shop, and then go inside and rest. He and his son continued with their work, and about 90 minutes later, they went into the office of the building to get a drink. And when Todd looked outside, he noticed that the pet carrier wasn't by the shop. So he asked his son to go to the shed to check on Amy. The 13-year-old did as his dad asked and headed toward the shed. Unbelievable. I swear to God, making your child go to find their dead mom that you killed is just shit parent 101. I mean, killing the parent is shit parent 101, but this is even worse. I just think it's terrible. What do you guys think? Anyway, the 13-year-old did as his dad said and headed toward the shed. Then Todd said he heard him yelling, so he ran to the shed, and that's when he saw his wife right inside the doorway of the shed, impaled on a corn rake, kind of like a large pitchfork. He tried to get her out of the shed, but the corn rake was sticking out of her back and preventing him from getting her through the door. So he laid her down, pulled the rake out of her back, and carried her to the truck. He was on his way to the hospital when he called 911. Emergency medical services met him halfway to the hospital and transported Amy the rest of the way. She was pronounced dead shortly after arriving at the Regional Medical Center in Manchester. Authorities originally reported that Amy died as a result of a fall on the farm. But it didn't take long for Todd's story to begin falling apart. Amy's autopsy showed that her injuries were not consistent with her falling on the corn rake of her own. The corn rake had 4 tines, but Amy's autopsy showed 6 puncture wounds at different angles, which was more consistent with her being impaled by the corn rake at the hands of someone else and not just once. The medical examiner ruled her death a homicide. It came out during the police questioning that Todd and his son had found out that Amy had an extramarital affair in 2013. He claimed it brought him and his son closer together while destroying his trust in Amy. He told the police that it was the only affair that he knew of Amy having, but after questioning him more, Todd admitted to suspecting Amy of another affair earlier in the year and confronting her about it. This time, Todd knew Amy's lover, Jerry Frazier, who was also married, and he confronted him, and like Amy, Jerry denied everything. Todd also called Jerry's wife, and she said she didn't know anything about an affair between her husband and Amy. So Todd told the police that after they all denied the affair was happening, he believed them and left it alone. He and Amy's relationship had been good since then, and they were always together, according to Todd. The police found out during their investigation, though, that Amy was involved with Jerry Fraser up until about a week before she died. When they spoke to him, he admitted to being with Amy and said that she had confided in him that summer that she wanted to leave Todd, but she was afraid of him. And after Todd had confronted them, accusing them of having an affair, Amy told Jerry that Todd was checking her cell phone records and it wasn't safe for them to communicate anymore. She told him that if Todd found out about them, he would make her disappear. More and more details came out during the investigation, with other friends confirming to police that Amy was, in fact, afraid of Todd. She felt like a prisoner, and they had been having marital issues for years. Amy's brother, Jeff Fuller, told the police that a couple months before her death, he had put furniture in storage after a conversation with Amy. The furniture was for when Amy divorced Todd and got her own place. Eileen Fuller, Amy's stepmom, told police that when Todd spoke of Amy's affair, he said, "I'm not going to lose the farm over this." Another friend of Amy said that Amy had told her that if she divorced Todd, she would get $2 million and half the farm grounds. Todd's internet history in the months and days before Amy's death included organs in the body, killing unfaithful women, what happened to cheaters in history, thrill of the kill, and once you hunt man, you will always feel the thirst. What is it about these idiots that look this crap up on the internet from their own home or their own phone? It makes no sense to me. Like, I'm sorry. And I'm not trying to tell people how to commit a crime, because I don't want people doing it. But if I were to want to do something like this, I sure as shit would not be searching these things on my computer at home in my browser. I would find a coffee shop somewhere that I could go that those things, like a library where they have it, or an internet cafe where they have computers and you don't have to, you could create a fake, whatever. I just don't get where they do this. It's so bonehead. Anyway, on February 28th, 2019, the Delaware County Sheriff's Office announced that Todd Mulliss had been arrested and charged with first-degree murder in the death of Amy Mulliss. His trial began in September 2019, and Mulliss pled not guilty to the murder charge. KMCH.com reported that the Mulliss son, Tristan, 14, took the stand and testified that he originally said his dad was only out of sight on the day of his mother's death for about a minute and 40 seconds. However, he now was not sure how long his dad was actually out of sight. He said he would never hurt his mom and didn't want anything bad to happen to his dad. Court TV covered the trial live, and defense attorney Gerald Jake Feuerhelm, said that the evidence did not prove that his client was Amy's killer, but on Monday, September 23rd, 2019, Todd Mulliss was found guilty of first-degree murder. And the reason we're talking about this now is because his sentencing date has been rescheduled 4 times due to COVID-19 restriction. And as of right now, he is expected to be sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole on September 4th, 2020. And according to Amy's obituary, she loved everything about the outdoors. She enjoyed farming, fishing, and hunting. And in her spare time, she liked to design and make t-shirts. Her 3 children meant more to her than anyone else in the world. So tomorrow is our blog day, and Christina will be blogging about this in a little more detail. I know that Joseph Scott Morgan was reporting either on Law and Crime or Court TV about it. And when we talked to him about the Scott Peterson case, which we're going to be releasing, both the interview that I did with Joe on Scott Morgan, and we're going to also release the one that Colleen did with Kirk on Scott Peterson. And I think that those are going to be super interesting. We have those coming soon. Our Crime of the Month is going to start next week over on our YouTube channel. And we are going to be talking about the Chicago mob and FBI agent Elaine Smith, who single-handedly helped to bring the mob down in the 80s and 90s. So guys, thank you so much for tuning in today. If you have any questions, drop a comment, give us some love, tell us hello, give us a thumbs up, give us a heart. I don't care. Just give us some love. We want to hear from you guys. Anyway, have a great rest of your week. And on Friday, you're going to want to tune in for our live over we do one here and on Facebook and YouTube. So you're going to want to go ahead and tune into that, because we are talking with Dave Middleman, and he is the owner of this amazing lab that is doing incredible things in true crime. So guys, have a wonderful day. Bye.